Here's the trolley. We're waiting to board because they're gonna be doing sanitation on the seats and all that. Loading on the bus right now on the trolley. Here with my daughter again.
These handles were for people who would stand.
Yeah, the person that used to hold it, there was a nickname for the strap hangers. Yeah.
So when
in the subways, they used to call us strap
so people who couldn't sit down.
Yeah, would hold on to this if the trolley was full.
The pole.
I remember my great grandmother telling me.
So they would hold on to a pole.
1926.
We are in the trolley. It says that we're supposed to have them on, but most people are taking them off while we're in the trolley ride here.
He was shot by.
If they tell me to put them back on, I will put them back on.
He was out with them.
As I can see, most people are not wearing them. I got vaccinated, thankfully, with both my shots. Usually in enclosed places like this. I'm sure maybe the gentleman that's doing the tour here will give some information as we're going around. The tour, I was told, was about a 45-minute ride. It's not a trolley per se. It has a trolley body, but it's more like a bus. We also have them in Lancaster City, running you from downtown to the train station as well. See, he sits over there, and he'll give us all the tour information.
This is Andre. We had him in a closet for over 100 years. He actually was the trolley driver for the fatal trolley accident up on Clinesville Road that killed 6 people. We dusted him off, got him out of the closet, because I think it's time for him to get back in the trolley again. So, welcome Andre here, you know. He operates Rivertowns Trolley, great guy. We've been dealing with each other, what, 5 years now? 5 years? So, to give you a little history about Columbia, it started in 1726 with John Wright, comes here with a couple other Quakers, Barber, Blunston, comes here, starts a ferry across the river. Now it's just not an easy ferrying things across this river, so he would actually have to take the wheels off your wagon. The animals would have to go over separate, so it was a long duration to get across. Eventually the Second Continental Congress split up, and when they leave Lancaster, half of them go up to Harrisburg, half of them stay here in Columbia until they go over to New York to be the capital. The Wrights were smoozing them big time. Samuel Wright and those guys. I'm not sure if they had really good wine here, because the first white grape wine actually from a Frenchman, he was a squatter here in Columbia, started the first wines in the United States. So maybe it was a good wine or something, I'm not sure. But eventually they lose that bid to Thomas Jefferson by 1 vote, and he was the deciding vote. They were calling it the East Bank of the Susquehanna. They were not calling Columbia because the name would have changed. That's why I always say Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. But anyway, of course, Washington, D.C., they over here always drained the swamp. You know, it was swampland back in those days. It was really heavy marsh area. They said the birds were the size, the mosquitoes were the size of birds. There's political against you. But now they're the size of humans, or called our senators. But anyway, but this town was starting to boom. There was over 100 wagons sitting here constantly to get across this ferry to start a new frontier across over the other side. Remember, we're coming from Philadelphia to Lancaster. Lancaster gets its name from John Wright, where his birthplace, Lancashire, England. Eventually, he sees a big dream on the other side of the river. So his son starts a little tavern and everything on the other side, so you can get something to eat when you get across. But starts a very forward motion. Eventually, the grandson, William Wright, has a great idea. Let's build some bridges. Now, Pennsylvania would not support that at first until 1811. So they became a stock bank. They sold stocks. We had stocks, President Buchanan, James Buchanan was actually an attorney in Lancaster. He bought stock for his clients here because it became so huge that they knew it was a moneymaker with the tolls, things like that, being the western, the only way to go, if you get to the west, is across the Susquehanna River. So it was a huge, huge, important deal. Now up to your left, the Crossings building over here, when they first started as a DCNR, they brought in a state archaeologist. He did a tube test, brought up a couple like fragments from Indians and things like that. But they never asked me what sat there before, and that would have been Smith and Whipper's lumber mill, the two richest African Americans in the 1800s in America started their lumber mill right there. They had a coal yard on the other side of where the bridge came off, the one that burned, on the other side. These gentlemen, if you sit down on my presentation 315, you'll get to learn how they actually shipped all the slaves out of this town. You know, by the 1840s, they had 29 rail cars sitting in this town where they would sell their lumber, but they actually put slaves on it to ship to Christiana, to Philadelphia, eventually up to Canada. These gentlemen, Stephen Smith was born a slave up in Dauphin County, kidnapped by Thomas Bode. He kidnapped the mother, the sister, and Stephen. And eventually, I believe he groomed Stephen to be a businessman. If you go to the museum and go into where the Civil War artifacts and Underground Railroad stuff is, you'll see his first bank transaction with the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company, 1818. He's only 23 years old. He deposits $300. But at that time, that's worth about $6,000 in today's money. That is unheard of for an African American in 1818 to be depositing that much money. This guy was pure business. Eventually, he moves in 1846, moves to Philadelphia, and buys 50 homes in Philadelphia like that. That's how rich he was. But we believe Whipper stays here. Whipper is basically the Martin Luther King of the 1800s, more than Frederick Douglass. Everybody talks. I have a speech that Whipper did up in Canada. Frederick Douglass opened for him. That's how powerful he was. He believed in temperance. If you don't know what temperance is, it's no drinking. No black man in Columbia was allowed to drink. He did not want you to see you sitting in the gutter, laying in the gutter, anything like that to disgrace the color. He made you work. Even earlier, 1819, 1820, the William Wright and his group goes down to Virginia and buys two different plantations. 157 total slaves in 2 years come up here to work on the lumber mills as free slaves, paid slaves. They're going to get paid. This is the new foundation. 1823, they started an area called Toe Hill up on 5th Street, and it comes over 462. That's our first settlement. So they were working class, and they were grooming. Eventually, almost a quarter of our population is free blacks in Columbia in the 1830s, 1840s. So it's super important. Of course, we had the race riots here in 1832 that actually it was thugs from Columbia, West Hempfield, and Manor Township that came in, started firebombing the house, throwing rocks through the windows, scared that group so much up on Toe Hill that they all went up into the hills of Chickies and hid for several months until it was okay to come back into town. So it was very violent. They burned out Stephen Smith's office. He goes to the Wright boys. They put a bounty out on anybody touching their black friends will face consequences. The Quakers are not violent people, so they were serious about what was happening here in Columbia. But commerce in Columbia was huge. Of course, we had the burning of the bridge where you'll see the piers today, the old piers. That was built in 1830. Well, the first bridge was wiped out. That was up near Route 30. 1832, they built this one, operational by 1834. Eventually, of course, we come up to the Civil War. Isn't it ironic? We believe this is the home of the Underground Railroad. We're almost 99.9%. This is the start of the home of the Underground Railroad. This is where it starts, harboring fugitive slaves back in the 1770s. But William Wright was more vital for that. But these piers out here, to stop 6,000 Virginia and Georgia rebels across this bridge, the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company, which is a 2-lane railroad bridge with 2 towpaths off to the side to pull canal boats. The river would get a little rough sometimes. It would pull the horses out of the bridge into the river. Remember, you couldn't drive a steam engine across this at that time. That's the Philadelphia Columbia Railroad. Why? The bridge would burn. So they would have to pull those engines and cars over by horse or ox to get them across, and then eventually they'd fire back up again. But it was very vital, to save the bridge. So when the Confederate goes into Wrightsville, 6,000. They want to drop the fourth span of the bridge. So they send out a crew, hand-picked crew by Robert Crane, to drop that fourth span in the river and rebuild it after the war. Well, that didn't happen. Here the explosion happens, the bridge didn't drop, Gordon's brigade starts marching on, they get panicky, Crane jumps on the lieutenant. Crane's just a railroad engineer, very high up the ladder here in Columbia. Jumps on, goes, gets coal oil, brings it back on, spreads it out, and that's where a famous Jacob Miller, the only colored man that we know of on the bridge that day, besides militia, picks a cigar and burns the bridge to burn the bridge. That's about 8 o'clock at night. Gordon's brigade stays overnight in Wrightsville, and Early's brigade heads back to Gettysburg at June 28th. So this is why Gettysburg happens. I can give her every story over Gettysburg there is. This is the true reason. They go back to Lee, Early gets back. You got to remember, if you walk from here to Gettysburg, how long will it take? You're a hardened soldier, you're walking barefoot, half of them. It's going to take you a while, about a day and a half, 2 days to get there. So that's how long it takes. I mean, we had no telecommunications back then, so you could send a scout ahead, but Lee was it was basically his last stand. So if they get across this bridge, they head up to 441, hit Camp Curtin from the east side, crush them, which we know they would have, and they claim this state. If they claim this state, so many slaves would have been back. I mean, so many free slaves would have gone back into slavery since the Fugitive Slave Law Act. We believe there was anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 African Americans crossed that bridge in the last 2 days before the bridge was burned, just to flee because they knew they were going to go back to slavery if they get caught. So that was very vital of getting across this bridge. And of course, the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company, before Gordon's watching it up on Strickler's Hill, everything, General Gordon from the Confederacy, but they were charging toll to get across, the Bank and Bridge Company. Thousands of people were trying to cross and charging fees. We actually had the original ledger. They made $58.05 until Major Haller from the 87 told them, whoa, you got to stop charging fees. These people are fleeing the Confederacy. So eventually they opened it up. Could you imagine the hordes of people crossing this wooden bridge just to get away from danger? It was amazing. We know the Gettysburg Postmaster. We had 75 injured soldiers coming across. There was a lot at stake. But the transportation of slaves across there at night by Loney, who was at the Mifflin House, he would bring slaves over on his raft. He's the only one we know who knew Harriet Tubman, and it was just constantly. Eventually, one of the cabinet members of Lincoln's team, 1841, a McCurdy out of Kentucky, he actually writes in memoirs that he's coming over this covered bridge, and his wheel gets stuck in the rail line. 2 bounty hunters free him up, not knowing he's actually has 2 slaves hidden in the back of his wagon. So it's constantly bringing slaves over. What color was the bridge? This 1.5 miles, the largest covered bridge in the world, Smith and Whipper, it was actually all white, it's not red. Brad Schmiel did a painting of the burning of the bridge, which we have and everything. The bridge was actually whitewashed inside and out. So we believe that was a symbol. So if anybody coming out of Maryland, they see a big, long, white bridge. I mean, you have 2 African Americans sitting right in this river park. That's huge. They knew where they were coming. I do a lot of tunnel exploration in Columbia, and we know there's tunnels underneath. We believe they went under, put them in bunkers. William Wright was famous actually to dressing men like women. So they just disguised from the bounty hunters and the masters that were looking for them. So it's a huge, vital thing. But yeah, the transportation of slaves, we'll never know how many numbers came over. They never documented. But the funny thing is they never got caught. We'll never find records of them getting caught by the government or but they were targeted. We know a lot of bounty hunters were coming across this bridge looking for their slaves. Of course, it was all sketches or things like that. So if you have any questions, just raise your hand, okay? Yeah, eventually Pennsylvania Railroad, after the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company sues the government for $155,000 in cost of the bridge. They fought them up until 1961, almost 100 years, and never won their $155,000. Eventually in 1865, they sell everything to Pennsylvania Railroad for a sum of $55,000 for all the bridge abutments and piers and everything like that that goes along with that.
Do you see that nice old clock back there? Wonder what year that was.
Out of these Army Corps we have down here, the Lancaster Fencibles, they were actually part of the, they were actually President Buchanan's Secret Service. We have an Italy Corps, they were actually here the day they burned the bridge, so it was pretty cool.
I like the music, the old style music. I don't know if there's a music, there's a Lakey scene. I don't remember a lot that you recognize.
Oh, cool. I know that there was a road over here. More parking over here.
You didn't know that.
We're going to make our way down through here. Like I said, this is all industrial, you know, this is all lumber mills back in the early 1800s. Columbia Public Grounds Company, which still exists today, they owned all this property, so basically leasing. The Columbia Canoe Club, which sits over there currently, they're the second oldest canoe club in America.
Okay. I didn't know the canoe club was here.
This is the call tower off to your left. This is when they electrified the lines. That's basically the demise. Basically, Pennsylvania Railroad tears down the roundhouse, things like that. Electrified the lines. This is the Columbia Cola Tower, which is this, and then they ran it the whole way to Port Deposit. They would control all the trains going back and forth. And one day they had like 49 trains rolling through here, so it was pretty busy, pretty occupied. They give that to the museum, but then Norfolk Southern took it back because they have a lot of asbestos.
That's the old.
We'd love to turn that into
station.
an original Cola Tower again.
Yeah. I did a video over there. On a weekday when you were in school, obviously. I got pictures of the David Ferry tobacco building, which is now an antique shop, Rivertown.
I just love
Just imagine back in the day, this is all hotels and saloons, things like that. You know, very busy place. At one time, I counted there was 28 hotels in Columbia. We had 23 churches and 23 bars. A lot of repenting the next day, you know, after a hard Saturday night, you know?
I would imagine so.
I did a lecture on churches one time. I said, this lecture is only going to last 10 minutes because people in churches need to stop fighting and stop building churches in Columbia to be as one. Now, the Incline Plain was down in the south here. That closed up in 1840. It got so congested, couldn't handle the traffic coming into Columbia. So they tore it down in 1840. It's the oldest known. In 1840, it was probably the oldest one in America. Even back in 1855, they're back down at Ackland for the Philadelphia Columbia Railroad. There was a one of the 34 steam engines the PRR owned, exploded, sent the engineer 40 feet up in the air. Luckily, he came down and hit the wires for the telecommunications and bounced him, and he walked away with minor injuries.
We're going on to the freight station now.
We looked at some of the remnants off to the left here, the old Reading and Columbia Railroad base. This is, you know, there's under the ground in Columbia. There's just so much stuff left under the ground. I do privies, but this railroad bed's just full of history. This is old Ferry Tobacco Company. Now it's an antique shop.
The railroad spike.
Really beautiful inside.
It's all rusted and everything. I grabbed one and I don't know what the heck I did with it.
A lot of the houses you see up there, they're all, you know, railroad workers, things like that. You know, like I said, there was over 800 PRR and almost 200 Reading and Columbia employees. This is right behind us is the Wright Ferry mansion that was built in
yes.
1736.
I want to go there too.
Very all original inside, very beautiful. They actually purchased this as the Reading Columbia Railroad Depot. They renovated it. It's beautiful. There's really nothing inside there. A couple architectural pieces, but really a nice piece of the history was preserved. That's what our intention is in Columbia.
I think we're gonna go by it.
Also, your right is actually way of Wright's house for sale right now at a good price of $419,000. But to my eyes, it's well worth it because it's probably one of the most historic buildings in the state, if not the country. Because we know for a fact that he took the slaves in there after he freed them out of Lancaster County Courthouse and documented every slave inside that house. He freed so many slaves in the Columbia, it's amazing. And he did walk in that tunnel because he's such a marked man that his tunnel would actually, we're actually on top of it, would actually go up into his house, actually from the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company, and go under it. He would walk up there because he was hated so much. A lot of the masters hated him because he would free too many slaves. You know, they were there for work, but he put on the work, but they got paid for it. This house they tore down. It's supposed to be a new apartment building or something, but that was from 1805. And we did see the tunnel head when they tore it down. It was right here on the corner. So we did document there was a tunnel head right there. Now across the street, Bank and Bridge Company. I count more abolitionists belonging to this company than anything. Stephen Smith had owned more stock than anybody in the company, but he could not be the president because of his color. Captain Vickery came to Columbia. He was a bridge supervisor in 1817, 1818. 1819, he becomes the bank president. 1820, still president, it vanishes. I find him way out in Beaver County. He's doing land surveying. He actually is famous for bringing the first tomato seeds to America. So, and he would not eat them. That was a quiz. Why wouldn't he eat tomatoes?
Thought he was poisonous.
You got it. Red is poison back in those days. So to make nice ornaments on your table, not knowing, man, a little bit of mayonnaise, we got something going on there, you know. But yeah, off to your left would be the Columbia Bank and Bridge Company.
Yes, I know.
Super historic building. I tag this as another big UGR building. Amazing things happen inside that building. Franklin Hotel, some of the slaves they brought to Virginia, one into there. We believe they had a bunker underneath where they kept those slaves. Off to your right on the corner is like, to me, is like super. William Wright's brother, James Wright, owns the little grocery store right here in the corner. Before the railroad starts, 1834 is when the Philadelphia and Columbia really start moving the engines. In 1828, he has 2 railroad patents. The cone-shaped wheel to ride on the tracks, and a car that can actually turn in buildings. Right inside there. This guy was like a super engineer, but he had a grocery store. I mean, it's fantastic engineering. Off to your left, you can see this rundown building, but in the next year, you're going to see total restoration. It's going to turn into an 86-room choice hotel. We're excited, Chip Factory Hotel. Super excited to have that. So this, we're going to, Columbia keeps on blossoming, keep on building good things in Columbia. So we're happy to see good things happen.
Should go inside. No, we can get back out.
Any questions or anything? All right. If you haven't been to the museum, the lower level is the Oak Age, the lower Susquehanna Valley. Upstairs is the HO display, Columbia, Pennsylvania Railroad guys. And if you go around the backside, you'll get to go in this building and see Civil War artifacts, Underground Railroad artifacts, Columbia Bank and Bridge Company, and things like that. So enjoy your time in there. It takes a lot of enjoy.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we have to put on our mask in there.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, sorry.
You better put your mask.
Yeah, I know, I'm putting it on.
Oh, cool. Well, how long do you think it'll take? It'll take another 45 more minutes for the trolley to come back.
Well, it doesn't matter, yeah. I don't care how long it
I
takes.
want to be able to.
Okay, we just got off right now to the trolley stop right here, as it says. Hold on, that's what I'm going to do. And then there's
The social club.
some of the stuff that
the
occurred
social
here.
club parade.
We're
Firehouse
at,
parade.
again, at the Columbia Historic Preservation Society, which I meant to come back. And I said this in a other
That's,
episode.
The children's parade. The armed forces parade.
And we will be going inside, but I'm going to check if it's okay to video when I go in there. It was the first English Evangelical Church originally, as you can see on the thing here. So I will get permission first to see if we can video or not. But I'm going to pause it right here first. Oh wow. Oh, they got railroads, so yeah. Oh wow, look at that. No, look at the stove. It's actually a Colombian made, an actual stove that was probably made here.
The first white grapes in America were grown here.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I went over to, when I was over there I forgot the name of the town we were just, the other one.
Oh, look.
Yes,
They
I
have
know.
the actual model.
So they have trains running for my railroading friends, and
I know who would like this.
yeah, oh my gosh, JP videos. This is RJ78.
They would love this.
Nick's Crossing. If you see
Look at
this,
all the old
whenever you see
cars.
this, this is for you guys.
Look at all the old cars they have.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, people don't have them on. Oh my gosh. On the railroad day.
Look at the passenger.
Wow, cool. You guys will be more familiar knowing what.
It's an Amtrak.
I'm not sure. These look like O gauge, but I could be wrong.
It's a Sunoco.
Yes, I know.
Look, they had the minions there.
They made up their own stuff.
But look at the shops. The people walking in the old
Wow, an old Gran Torino.
cars.
Right there. The red car, yeah. It's from Starsky and Hutch, and then there's the A-Team van. Right there as well. I'm not familiar with the gauges, so I might end up asking. Sorry. O gauge? O gauge. Okay, so it is O gauge.
Oh, there's several trains running. There's
Yes.
two. 1, 2, 3. There's
This is a very expensive hobby,
What
Hannah.
kind of train is this?
I'm not sure what kind of car, but that one is Norfolk and Western,
They're carrying one single passenger train at the end.
as well as a nice caboose, better sash and door.
Passenger train.
Okay. I said I'm here with my daughter, my youngest daughter, again, and we are inside these are books they would have actually used back then. Wow. Harriet Tubman's Underground Rail, and as the gentleman explained on the trolley, he said that they believed that the Underground Railroad began here.
Color to arms now or never. So this one talks about, says men of color arms now or never.
Jonathan Mifflin.
Oh wow.
Stephen Smith. That's a picture of Reverend Smith.
Talking about his wife.
There's a better picture
And
of
then it
him.
talks about his wife too.
Yeah.
Oh look.
Early
It says Harriet
abolitionists as
Tubman's
well.
Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
There's also old photos of the right here.
There's the Columbia National Bank. It's still, I believe, there. Hey, Thaddeus Stevens.
Thaddeus Stevens?
Yep, there's a picture of Thaddeus Stevens. He's right here.
That's what he looks like?
Yep, that's what he looked like.
Oh look at
He looks similar to Lincoln.
typewriter. Oh look.
And Thaddeus Stevens lived in Lancaster, so I'm going to do more information about Thaddeus Stevens went back in Lancaster at some point.
What was this?
This was an old cash register.
Ah.
This is how you would press the button, then they go, and then that's how they ring you up.
Ah. Cool.
That's a fire exit.
Oh, wow. Can you read this?
What?
You can't read that.
Wow.
That purple is so hard to read.
Bridge Bank.
Do you think you could read
Let me
that?
see put on my glasses then.
Looks like he crossed something
The
out.
great increase in the population
It looks like
of
something
the
was
state
crossed
and
out.
what, tunnel? Something like that?
And
Between
the
sections
something
divided by our great river, the Susquehanna.
so hard to read.
Wow. Yeah, sometimes they'll have it up there for that reason, so
But
they'll
it
tell
doesn't
you.
say anything.
William Wright.
Oh, so showing you his enrollment coming from a project include the state,
Wow.
Susquehanna, New York Turnpike, Columbia's first bridge, Columbia Water Company, and Wrightsville, New York Railroad,
Wow.
which was in 1835. Wow. Look at this. It's the township of West Hempfield.
Yep.
It shows you what
It's
it
an
looked
old
like.
West Hempfield map.
All the West Hempfield map. What they thought it looked like.
No, that's an actual one that somebody
What
actually
it used to be like.
drew that.
The handwriting is so hard to read. Oh, wow.
And then looks like Civil War stuff from the burning of the bridge.
Yeah. There's the spikes. The original bridge nails.
Bridge nails, not spikes.
And there's the original bridge pipe, the pegs. Oh, wow. And I also had.
Ulysses S. Grant right there.
We also had the
Catching
bridge
Thomas
of the burning of the bridge pins anniversary.
There's someone's painting of the burning of the
And
bridge.
then there's the this is what they showed it,
Columbia.
portrayed it looked like. The burning of the bridge
In red, which
in red.
he had mentioned, but it was actually white.
But that says my brothers. Yeah, but it says this is what they thought it looked like.
Right.
They thought it was white, red, but it was actually.
Oh, wow.
So there was a covered bridge. Wait. So there's an actual covered bridge right next to the actual bridge that they would drive over.
Yes. Wow.
Look at that. It says reach for
Sign came from Baumgartner's store.
Right.
Reaching for Franklin.
This sign says reach for sunbrewed energy packed bread. Oh look, it says look at this.
Oh,
Cats,
just a modern bathroom.
This is the bathroom.
No, that's the bathroom they use here still.
Yeah. I would say
And he said the rest of the stuff is outside, Hannah. Can't go up. All right, so let's head out. Lloyd Mifflin Memorial Home. All right, they have information about Lloyd Mifflin. That's another one I want to find out more about. His home is right up the street, which I photographed already. Okay. They're probably Lionel.
oh, here comes the other.
Is that a GG1?
Yep.
That's a GG1. I recognize that
Look at it. It has
with the pantograph.
Has the pen. Has
Yeah.
all the passenger car.
So I believe the first car was a GG1. I do recognize it from
Even a dining car.
from another videos of the guys that I watch.
I would love to go on a train with a dining.
We are. We're gonna go back We're gonna go back to Strasbourg and do that. Oh wow, cool! Look at the.
When they carried the wagons,
Wow, look at
wagon
that.
pieces, when
Right.
they carried a piece of barrel
Wow,
the
cool.
cannons.
Old cannons and caissons.
The U.S. military armor.
All right, railroad. So for all you go railroad fans, Taylor School. I got that already. I already got that, so. Trying to see what else they have around. Oh. Different paintings. I'm not sure if they're local people or not. There's another diorama. This is a railroad diorama.
Showing all the steps.
That's a really narrow gauge.
Can I answer any questions?
What gauge would this be?
HO.
HO, okay, it is. Okay, HO gauge.
And this is actually a portion of a modular club
Okay.
that I belong to.
Okay.
It's
I love the diorama. It's beautiful.
I'm learning more a little bit about, because I watch other YouTubers that do a lot, are into the model railroading stuff. So I'm trying to learn a lot of the terminology and all this stuff. So
Showing the steps of how to make the.
yeah, how to get from that to that
yes.
to the whole mountain
Yeah.
side. Cool.
I love how do you end up making the dirt look so realistic? And
Well,
the trees.
These trees are all custom. Oh, I'm sorry, all commercial.
Okay.
Woodland scenics, basically.
Okay.
It's the
The
main
cars,
Lecture.
the little car models are so cool. The old style cars.
These are classic miniatures. I believe that's the name of the
Manufacturer.
But this is a 1950 DeSoto.
Oh wow.
And
Never
the red
actually
one.
seen one.
This is a 1950 Dodge.
Dodge.
The white one.
That is a
Oh my God! There's a mini speed limit sign right there.
Yep.
I love the epoxy on for the river.
Yep. Nice epoxy
Oh,
job.
there's two people swimming.
Oh wow, yeah. There's two people swimming in the
How
river.
do you do that?
Just
Well,
dunk
this,
them in.
This is a sheet of plastic.
Stick. Oh, okay.
I also see there's another car.
I thought it was
there.
epoxy, but it's actually
It's glass?
it's glass. It's a plastic.
Ah.
It's plexiglass.
Plexi.
16th-inch thick plexiglass, and what I did was model the stream bed, and then painted the
I also like how you
plastic.
show step 1 to 2 step 6 to step 7. I also know there's a blue car right there. What car is that?
It's hard. Oh yeah,
There's a
underneath.
blue car underneath.
Ready to go underneath the bridge.
Ready to go. This one is
Another classics.
another classic. Which one is that?
This, I don't know, it's so old I
I
don't
like
remember
how
what the...
I like how it looks like it's about to go underneath
The bridge, yeah. Now it's under.
Now it looks like it's about to crash into the.
Side of the bed. Yeah, I know. He's only trying to get it set up the right way.
I like how it's set up the way it was. Like it looks like it's about to go under the bridge and pass. But I love how you have them set so it looks like it's on the bridge. Now, how do you make the bridge to?
Are the bridge pieces custom made, or you bought the bridge already?
Yeah, this is a scratch-built bridge.
Built scratch.
This is a commercially available bridge that's been
You
modified.
built
Okay.
that?
Yeah, he built that.
That I can
Neat.
see every individual piece of.
That's scratch built. That's
How do you? Oh my God! This is for the fence on the side.
balsa.
No, it's basically basswood.
A basswood.
I think the floor is balsa wood.
Okay.
The rest of it is basswood or paper.
Okay.
People make.
I thought it was paper at first, like it was printed on there.
So many people make mini dioramas
Yeah.
on YouTube. I'm like, wow, I would love to make a diorama, not that huge, but small diorama. Oh my gosh! Signs. The speed limit signs and that sign.
I see a scene from Back to the Future, it looks like. Back to the Future 3. Thank you, sir. Yep, it's Back to the Future 3. Ah, they're watching. It's a drive-in movie theater. Oh, I sure missed the Columbia Drive-In movie theater. Cool. Oh, he's gonna put a car on there, Hannah. Look. I know it can become a very expensive hobby.
It can, if you let it.
Yeah.
It's the train scene. It's the part where they went back in time into the Wild West.
Right.
It was that part.
Back to the Future 3.
When they got the train. I look how they destroyed the car and turned the train into a.
I may have to cut that little piece of the video because that is copyrighted, so I may have to remove that piece of what they're showing on the screen there in the drive-in theater. So I'm just gonna go around one more time and look at it for you. Hey, look at that! A local company, Armstrong.
Isn't that the
If
part?
I can get my finger up there, Armstrong.
Isn't that the part where you try to save the train from going over?
Yes.
And it
Well,
crashed.
she's supposed to die in that plane crash.
She was supposed to die.
And look, we found Sasquatch.
But what would they?
Oh my goodness, he's here.
If he would have made sure she didn't die there, then what would the place would have
I would
been named
love one, but I might have to.
after? If you think about it, if she wouldn't have not died, what would the
Oh
place
wow,
have
it's
been?
the Albawitch. Oh, what they call the Albatwitch. Yeah, yeah. There's a local legend of the Albatwitch that, if you guys don't know about it, he's like a Sasquatch, a smaller version of it, that would hide up in the trees up at Chickies Rock in that area. And he's said to love apples. That's why he's holding apples there. And my lighting, there we go. Let me back up.
He doesn't have a mouth.
And this is the next gentleman I want to learn more about. I believe he was a poet. He lived right up the street from here. Lloyd Mifflin.
Was an artist of many expressions.
Artist and poet.
He was also a published books of poetry. He donated copies to many institutions.
Funny thing is that I had turned those on, but I'm like the wrong set. Yeah, this was actually a sample. The salesman, that's the real deal. That's the actual ones they would have used. That looks more like 50s over there, but made here in Columbia. But this would have been a sample. This was a bigger sample. This was a local stove made here in Kelly.
Showing you how.
It's a potbelly stove, they call that.
Oh, look, a
Sewing machine.
sewing machine.
It's a singer.
Singer? That's the old singer.
That's the newer one. You could tell by the table it's a little newer. But
Gigi has one.
yeah, it was. Well, she bought it, but your grandmother.
You don't know how to use the singer.
Your
how
grandmother
it works.
was gonna teach her, but unfortunately
use
she
the
didn't
whole
pass.
singer,
She
but-
could look online.
She did, but she was still having trouble trying to figure out how to do it. Oh wow! These
wow.
two terracotta balls which adorn the portrait of the popular street school, they were generously donated by Miss John Greer.
Wow, cool. When I was over at the Middletown one, they had an even smaller version of it that the salesmen's Major Bowls amateurs on tour of the Opera House. Look at
And
a
this
nice
is all they
picture of this.
have left of it is this piano.
Yep,
Because it broke down.
yep. A lot of times that happened.
That's kind of sad. If you think about these chairs, if you think about these old chairs,
They probably were school chairs at one time.
or
They looked like they were on old school chair.
old school chairs, or they could have belonged to the
Alrighty.
house.
Lower Susquehanna Valley Modular Railroaders are the ones doing the train display
Oh, look, they
here.
have water and coffee
It's for sale.
for sale.
Yeah.
The water and coffee is not free.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't the water and stuff.
Office of the Keeley Stove Company. Wow.
So the memorial was served
You have the
after the
sign
United States time of war.
honor roll.
There's also stuff in the back here.
This is a Colombian branded.
They have stairs that says train display.
Oh, upstairs, yeah. We got to go up. There's more upstairs. That's what he was saying.
There's a chairlift.
Banner Hall.
There's also a chairlift for people who can't get up the stairs.
There's lithograph of the. Oh, I love the stained glass of the Wright's Ferry mansion. I did a small video over there that I'm going to put out soon, but put on your mask just in case.
Oh my gosh, this is a much bigger train than
Put on your mask. Oh, you have yours on. Okay.
They even have more stuff up there too.
Wow. Look at some of the original pews.
Look at all these trains.
And the Columbia Depot. Wow. Train safes. These are train safes to keep them for display.
Most of us, they think, I should probably sit down and look into life insurance one of these days. But ironically, life gets in the way. There are conference calls,
Whoops.
bills to pay, kids to entertain, and hey, the
There's in mine. Look at the beautiful.
Wow.
I love the fact that it's still you see a lot of the remnants of the church as well. But they keep all their stuff for the trains, all the boxes over there on the shelf. And yeah. And you can see they're still in process of creating the buildings for the diorama here of the train. Trust Jesus. I love this part right there. This looks like it's very time consuming. And then there's a little tunnel. Okay. I still have to be very. Don't touch, so we're not allowed.
Trying to listen to see if there's any trains coming.
Yeah, so was I. I was hoping to see.
If they would come through here or there.
The Mellingers.
There's also
Mill.
another tunnel over there.
Now, I'm not sure if this is actually a representative of Columbia area or not. What would have been here? Oh, there it comes, Hannah. Right there.
Oh,
It's an HO gauge.
it's coming this way.
I think he's controlling it from up there. Yeah, it's an HO.
Oh,
And it's about to go already into the bridge, into the tunnel there. Wow, it's a long one.
this is one of those really.
Kind of long freight cars, like they come through when they come down
Yeah, but I think about it sometimes.
over there on River Road.
We've seen even longer than this.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh no, this is really long.
Sheesh.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, there you go. Finally, there's the caboose. Oh wow, cool. It's Hannah. I think it might be the same train going around. Yeah, it is. It's that long that it's going around, and look at that.
It's so
Now we see the tail end, and then we see the.
Let's see where it goes through this tunnel.
It's gonna go around.
Follow it. Well, which track do you think it'll go on?
It's gonna be on this one. The one is still on. I don't see a switcher over there somewhere, but I could be wrong. Oh, there's another one I see. Yeah, going up on top. Okay, we're following the train here. It's coming this way. Oh wow!
I saw another one.
Look at the train yard. Oh, it has the roundhouse and everything.
I saw another
Neat.
one. Isn't this the?
This is representative of the roundhouse that used to be here in Columbia, on the other side of the bridge over there.
There's another train somewhere.
It's now empty, the spot where it was at. Wow. It's Columbia.
There's another train I saw.
It might be on a different loop. wow. And yeah, he's running on another one on the upper loop. I can see it now. Wow. A lot of railroad related stuff. And there's a second diorama. Yeah. See, there's another train running on the upper track here. It's probably still going around or something, that's why.
There's another train that's supposed to come this way.
Yeah, on the upper track, that's what I said.
It might come through there.
That's what I'm...
Or it could come through that way. Oh, here it comes.
Okay, there it comes.
There's the other one.
Let's see where it goes.
It's gonna go
Underneath that tunnel over
under
there.
there.
Probably is going under. Oh no, it's coming right alongside here.
They're side by side. And they're both equally long.
Sorry.
The train station. Oh my God,
We've got a second train running.
they're both pretty long.
Oh, there he is over there. Okay. They would have been these long because they were carrying a lot of freight to other areas. So, and there's the other one. They're still in progress, as you can still see.
There's another one. There should have been another one. Oh, there it is. It should be coming through that tunnel.
Didn't hear the noise of a train. Sounds like the train actually coming through. Might be an actual train coming through.
You hear it?
Yeah. So they're still working on building this one, the track here. They haven't added the gravel yet. Hannah, the train went up on the upper track, see it? Oh, look at the lightning. Oh, wow. The storm clouds and everything they built.
It sounds crazy.
Sounds realistic, look at that. That is neat how they did that.
They lit up.
Yeah, and all this is scratch built, Hannah. They built these.
Oh, wow, look at that. What's that supposed to be?
Greyhound bus station.
Greyhound bus station.
It says Go Greyhound and there's a Greyhound logo.
There's a little soda.
Soda.
Look at look inside it. You can see inside the buildings.
I think this is here all the time. This is more like a permanent display here, but it could be just a temporary thing also. I'm not sure. Because this is Railroad Day today here in Columbia, Pennsylvania. And it's awesome to see the actual different stages of the actual dioramas
You can
and
actually
stuff.
see inside the apartments.
Oh wow, look at that.
And inside the little shops.
Look at that, there's people inside that barber shop.
And inside the
Diner.
There's people inside the...
The tenement building, oh yeah. Hey, what are you looking at? That's Keeley. There's a background with the Keeley Stove Company. So this is representative of Columbia, Pennsylvania.
You can even see inside that one too.
Oh, they're the other one that's there's the other one that was coming up on the top, Hannah, right there. It's coming now.
Here it comes.
Check it out.
I love the model. See, look, it says Cutter Avenue. You hear that?
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, I hear this one.
Look, it It's a building on construction.
Yeah, they're
Look at
tearing it.
McDonald's.
There's a McDonald's there.
Oh, the old McDonald's
Yeah.
building. How they used to look like
Yeah.
back in
With the old single arches.
Wait, they used to have single arches?
Yes, not the double M. The M we know it as today.
That's what they used to have.
The one they used to be on Columbia Avenue in Lancaster used to still
Where'd it
have them,
go?
but they took it away finally.
Did it go down that way?
Yeah, it went over that way. And then
It should be coming around.
it went around. There it is. There it is over there. See it? So it's going around that way. We'll probably see it, hopefully through there. Nope.
Oh,
There it is. It's coming around this way.
Oh, look, it's hauling wood.
Yep. Lumber.
Lumber, what else?
Got a lot of stuff. Just box cars.
This is a
That
small.
small one. Boraxo.
Boraxo.
Yeah. The Borax company, that's what
Oh, look.
It was one of
what
them.
are these supposed to be holding? Dirt?
I forget. I don't know if it's coal. No, it's not coal.
This is
These
coal.
are coal.
These are
I forgot. I'm not sure what that one's holding. Yeah, but it's
Oh,
cool.
there's another one back behind there.
Oh wow! I didn't see it.
Must be one of the other ones.
I looked. Oh, that's that big one that goes around. It's like a big.
Listen carefully. You
Goes
hear
out
the
on an
sound.
outer loop. It looks like.
I see one going underneath over there.
Oh, cool! Look. Has a small trolley car. I wish that was working to see it running.
And there's a little. Oh, here it comes.
The folks are trying to come through. Sorry.
Here it comes up around.
Yeah, here it comes up and around. That's a modern diesel.
Oh wow, look at the painted bridge up in the background.
Yeah. Hold on.
It looks like they're making tunnels.
Yes, they're in the process of still doing the diorama parts
Oh
and
wow, look at people.
working on
People.
it. Swimming inside the top of the water tower. And then this is probably one of the controllers for this area. It controls this train.
There's another roundhouse here.
Oh wow, glad you noticed. I didn't see this other roundhouse. I mean, I went by so fast. And she was right, there's a second roundhouse. And there's the controller for it. And then we can go over there. Parents and guardians, young children may use the stairs to view this section of the layout. Stairs are safe.
Oh, look, drop-in cafe.
Okay.
That's about it. Then there's top grade feeds, and that's about it. And then there's a
And
small
there's a lot of pictures and
Broadway
railroad
lemonade,
stuff.
Eastern region. Then there's a model of a church down there.
Oh, the trolleys. See, they used to have trolleys here.
Yards before Nola. and then the
PRR.
railroads. This is what it looked
Before
like.
they built the Enola low grade.
It used to be a train.
Yes, the PRR train used to run down there. The Enola.
I like that little drop-in cafe and one of the old buses.
Yeah.
we had.
Wow, that's like 1950s, I would say, over there.
Buses?
The buses, yeah. They have one like that up at. I heard at the one museum up in Hershey. They have one of two of those actually up there.
Wow, look at the
One of
mountains.
them, I believe, was used a similar model to the one they used
Look at the
on
mountains and the detail on them trees.
Brantsburg. Where's that at?
Brantsburg.
I don't know. I've never heard of Brantsburg around here. Hinckley. These are the different towns. I've never heard of Brantsburg around here. Might have been a name for another
A
town.
little gas station.
Yep. I gotta get some photos before
Oh,
they're
look at
gone.
that car. The tiny. Look at the tiny outhouse.
Yeah. Yep. I
Oh,
don't want.
look.
I just want you in the
This
shot.
one you can actually see the cargo inside. They have the little doors open. You can actually see the
This is
cargo.
what I want for under the Christmas tree,
You can
but
actually see the
one of
cargo. Look,
these
you can actually see the
cargo.
cargo.
And there's a. This is supposed to be actually a representation of actual.
When you realize there's music playing.
Yeah, I'm hoping the sound of the railroad covers it up so I don't have any copyrights issue.
Yeah, the trains.
That
Oh, look,
is
the lights are
sweet.
moving on.
Oh yeah, because they're working on the trains on the inside. That's a shop, right? That's a roundhouse, so
So
they would do the maintenance in there too.
trying to look at them working on in the.
It's supposed to be like they're welding or something like that, so that's what you see is the lights making it look like they're welding. Now that would be more.
They have a model trolley.
That would be what do you call it? What you called it earlier? I forgot. Bless you.
Epoxy.
Epoxy. That looks more like epoxy there.
I think that is epoxy.
But the other one, he said he used plexiglass.
Yeah, that seems definitely epoxy. Look at the trolley.
Oh wow, cool. There's a trolley.
Yeah, there's a hot dog cart right there. The tiny daycare.
Sad part is, you know what?
What?
We were supposed to have a trolley line in Lancaster running from downtown to the
What?
bus and train station.
But why did
The
they not?
people didn't want to get it on board. They even had the actual trolley car completed and everything, and they had it on display
That's sad.
in front of Fulton Bank there for
That's sad.
for at least a year or two, and then they must have donated to one of the museums or something because they couldn't generate enough interest for people to.
Yeah, they have free chocolate bars.
Okay.
They're Hershey's.
Yeah.
If you want one, you can take one.
Chips, CP. Oh, Columbia
They have free chocolate.
membership discount card.
My favorites.
Oh wow,
Good bars and crackles are my favorite.
$20. Sign our guest book. Okay. Yeah.
They have free chocolate. My favorite ones. We have the Hershey's
This is
Special
the model
Dark.
railroad.
You know what my favorite are? Hershey's Special Dark, Crackle, and Mr. Good Bar. They're really good. What's your favorite Hershey chocolate?
Any of them.
Between the Mr. Good Bar, Crackle, and the Hershey Special, which one do you like the most?
The special.
Special Dark is amazing.
Yes.
They have several. They have Special Dark. If you want to, you can take a chocolate.
I'm good. Gosh, I wish I had extra money to do this stuff today with me.
Take a Hershey.
All right,
Special.
Anna, don't.
That's all I'm taking is the Hershey Special.
Okay.
I
Okay.
still want McDonald's.
Going back down. All righty, I know we'll get McDonald's later.
After the trolley ride.
Yeah, after we're done with the trolley ride and stuff. I am slowly making my way.
I see they also have.
Oh, wow, cool. No, I'm stopping to take a picture of that.
Yeah, I know.
That's, I think, the current bridge right now. When they went to build it, they have an actual invitation for the dedication. Okay.
French Memorial Bridge, 1930.
And then
Oh,
hey, fancy seeing you here. Art with you?
Nope, he's down holding the fort.
Okay.
I'm interested to see her still.
Yeah.
Old time clothes. I can't believe that's what they
This
look-
is the
These kind of do look like old school chairs.
yeah, they are. See, there's another guy who's famous.
Lloyd Mifflin.
See the greenhouse right over there?
Yeah.
He lived right over there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. That's his actual old mansion. Would have been
Lloyd
called
Mifflin,
Cloverton.
America's Sonneteer.
Yep. Sonneteer.
What is a sonneteer?
I don't remember completely of it. Has something to do with poetry. Oh, he was a painter as well, so I didn't know that. Yeah, I want to go inside there really quick. Yes, I know. He's one of the sons of. I don't know if we're allowed to go in there today,
I think they're open.
but they're blocking the steps, so it's weird. Please use main entrance. Okay, you can't go there. So this might be just their offices, but you got to go into the main church building here. This is the main entrance over here. So I think that's just for office purposes. Oh, it's hard to see, but look up on the 3rd floor, Hannah. See the face?
Yes.
It's hard to see it. But when I was last here, you can see it looks like a spooky face. I don't know if they do a Halloween thing or something like that. And we will wait.
What?
We are waiting for our next trolley. We'll sit here